When we talk about nuclear weapon test, we have to be very, very careful in what we say because this thing matters. I will be showing you some graphs, some photos to try to convince you what exactly happened. Let's take a look at this graph fast, and then we'll be talking about the other ones. This graph shows, if you are able to see it on my left side, that this is the nuclear explosion, and this is how the seismic graph or seismograph picked up the vibration. And when they compared this one, so this is the Iranian explosion. This is how the seismograph was pinned. And if it compared that with the other explosions, for example, Pakistan's explosion, nuclear weapon, India's explosion, and then Soviet Union's, their explosion and the test, North Korea's one, you see that there is a difference with the one that Iran has for the seismograph. This raises doubts whether this was actually a nuclear test, because when you do nuclear test, there should be some aftershocks, there should be some vibration after the the original impact. But looks like, according to this graph, Iran's nuclear test and the graph lacks those vibration, lacks those evidences. Therefore, people are saying no, that did not happen. So I will be talking about why this did not happen, and then I will tell you why it could happen. So we'll be discussing both sides, happened and not happened. Okay, so this is another graph. You can take a look here. The nuclear explosion, when it happens, this is how it should show on the graph, the seismograph, right? But take a look at what Iran's graph is showing. So there is a clear difference between these three graphs here. One is showing aftershocks, the other one is also showing, but the third one, Iran's one, is not showing any aftershock. You can see the vibration here, right? It's not being listed. So again, people are saying because of this, it did not happen. Iran did not test nuclear weapon yesterday, or a few hours ago, actually, that happened. Now let's take a look at the other graph here, and then you will know, I'll be able to better compare it. This graph, or actually this photo shows, this is Isfahan. People argue who said, oh, well, the nuclear test did not happen in Iran. They are saying that if it did happen, if Iran had to do it, it would have been in Isfahan, because Isfahan is the city for nuclear program, nuclear weapons. Isfahan, the nuclear city of Iran, built with Chinese assistance. The Isfahan Nuclear Technology Center, or INTC, is Iran's largest nuclear research complex. Isfahan is a multi-purpose research center suspected of being the center of a secret Iranian nuclear weapons program. So Isfahan, I mean, there was no activities, in other words. The test was not, I mean, it doesn't have to be in the city of Isfahan, but there should be some activities in and around Isfahan that was not picked up by satellite or any movement from that research center in Isfahan again. Now, this person is saying, because of these graphs and seismograph and all that, again, he is saying that there is possibility that it happened, but we are not 100% sure. Now, this is the location of the earthquake that Iran reported. Take a look at this one, and because of the location and all that, it says it comfortably happened in the desert. So people are saying why Iran will. So now we'll be talking about why the nuclear test happened. Okay, so we have talked about so far that the test did not happen because the seismograph did not add up, did not make any sense, and that Isfahan, the city, was largely the same as it was. And then we have also shown you guys how the experts have compared the actual nuclear test seismograph and compared that with just natural earthquake that happened in Iran, according to some people. Now we'll be talking about why there is a possibility it happened. Number one is Iran has chosen quite comfortably the desert. Obviously, all nuclear tests must happen in the desert, in a remote area. By the way, so this is what this person is tweeting. By the way, the closest buildings are these which are about 1.5 kilometer away from the test site. So if it was in other words, earthquake, okay, then we would not have seen this happening in the desert where you have no community in and around 1.5 kilometer where this earthquake or nuclear test happened. So people are doubting that no, this was not an earthquake, it was actually a nuclear test. This is why they have done it in the desert 1.5 kilometer away from any community. There is no label or anything else related to this installation. Okay, now this is another picture people are talking about, that these are actually ballistic missiles that are being transported in Iran to a different location when the nuclear test, so-called, or the alleged nuclear test happened. They are now moving this nuclear weapons or whatever they have in those trucks, maybe, I don't know, prototype, I don't know, some missiles, but these are ballistic missiles. But are they mounted with nuclear warhead? I don't know. This is why people are saying, why would they all of a sudden move or transport these ballistic missiles in Iran? Now, there is another reason why people are believing this theory that nuclear test did happen is because of Israel. They have planned a retaliation against Iran, and it has been postponed due to concerns over potential consequences. Some speculate the delay might be linked to rumors of an underground nuclear test. So again, people are saying, why would Israel not attack Iran? Why are they delaying it? It is because they know, or they have been informed, that Iran just did a nuclear test, and that could be the reason why they're delaying it. Now, they're also saying that no official confirmation has been made regarding the nuclear test, but it adds a layer of complexity to the already tense situation. The Israeli government is reportedly evaluating the geopolitical risk involved. We have seen Yoav Gallant, for example, heading to the States. He will be going this week. I think he's already there. And people are saying, look, after the nuclear test happened, people who believed it happened, he left Israel and he is now meeting with the senior US officials. That is the reason why he's in the States. Now, we also have another reason why Iran will do a nuclear test is because US and Israeli officials, as you can see on the screen here, they are now holding meetings, both US and Israel together, and they are now mapping out the attack sites. In other words, they said US and Israel both agreed, according to some report, that they are going to be targeting Iran's nuclear sites. So it is possible because of that, Iran decided to test this nuclear weapon. Okay, again, we do not know, but looks like that could be another reason. They're not only targeting the nuclear program, but also Iran's leadership, Iran's energy infrastructure. Would Iran use or do a nuclear test to save its energy infrastructure only? Possible, because if the oil fields are destroyed, if the energy sectors are destroyed, if Iran's leadership is destroyed, then Iran is going to be facing existential threat. So whether Israel attacks the nuclear sites exclusively or not, it doesn't still rule out that Iran would do a nuclear test in order to protect its country's sovereignty. So that could be another reason that US is now planning with Israel to attack these nuclear facilities, and Iran is testing this nuclear weapons. Now, what is even more interesting is people are talking about this particular video. I don't agree with this, but I just wanted to throw this out there. Video shows that Netanyahu, he is shaking, his hand is shaking, he was reading something, and he knows, according to, again, this report, that Iran has nuclear weapon already. They have tested it and they are ready to be used. And so when the ballistic missile attack took place on Israel on October the 1st, Netanyahu was shaken to the core, because deep down inside he knows that Israel cannot harm Iran because they're already equipped with a nuclear bomb and that they're willing to use it. So people who said that yes, Iran did test nuclear weapon, they are using this as an evidence, telling us that look, the leadership of Israel, the Zionists, they're shaking, and therefore it is quite obvious that the nuclear test was indeed happening in Iran, and that Iran is now ready to use it. Right now, again, what I understand from all of this, this is my conclusion. This is what is my opinion is about. I don't believe Iran did a nuclear test. I don't believe that. Why? Because President Pezeshkian, Iranian President Pezeshkian, recently he made a comment and he said that we want to get back with the Western countries, including U.S. We want to go back to the agreement they had with Obama in 2016, nuclear, I think 2016-17. Doesn't show that Iran was ever thinking of making a bomb and announce it to the world. At this time, even though Iran does need the bomb, I mean, I think this is the crunch time for Iran, that they will obtain this bomb. But nevertheless, I don't think that Iran is in such a state where they are seeing existential threat from Israel's attack. This is going to be just a retaliatory attack on Iran, and I think it will be short-lived, maybe 1 hour, and then it will be over. So for that 1 hour or maybe maximum 2 hours of attack from Israel, retaliatory attack again, would not make Iran to go and get a nuclear bomb. I don't think so. And on top of all of this, Iran do not want war. They have repeated it over and over again. We do not want war. We want peace and stability. That's all they have been saying.